And so it's been 2 months since I arrived here in Kigali, Rwanda, relocating from beautiful Canada. What an experience it's been. I'd like to share some of the challenges I have faced, some of the opportunities I have benefited or seen, and the outlook for the future. Because after all, most people want to move from Africa to North America, Japan. What I did is the reverse. I'm not the only one, but still, even here in Kigali, Rwanda, most people still want to go to Europe or Canada. And so, let's go. All right, let's start with the challenges. But before that, if you are watching this video, please share with your friend. There is still a need of accurate information on our countries. It's not just I show speed who comes here for a day, that's great, but some of us are here longer, and we're not just travelers, and we have relocated, myself here, from Canada to Rwanda, so I give a better perspective through this channel. So please hit that subscribe if you're interested in knowing, hey, how do we live here, what's going on a day to day. Subscribe, share with a friend. So let's start with the challenges. Of course, moving to a new place, any new place in the world, as I've done numerous times. I lived in Japan for a while. I moved to Vancouver. I lived in Montreal. I lived in so many other places. So when you come to Rwanda specifically, that notion that you are coming to this place with no electricity or no modern lifestyle, it has to go away. It's no different. There's a different way they do things, but it's no different. So the challenges that we face when we move, in my case, is to replace your income. How are you going to be able to make money? Because Rwanda is not cheap. It's not compared, let's say, to Vancouver. You can still have a nice one bedroom for $1,000 if you want something to the power of what I'm used to. But there's also other small houses, we call them the ghetto, but they're still nice. But the cool thing about Rwanda, I believe, is even if you're in an accommodation that is, let's say, in the not so upscale or mid to upscale neighborhoods, it's still safe. It's still safe, right? And the house may be smaller, it may not be what we're used to, let's say, for me in Canada, but still you can live in there. I'm not staying in the hotel. This was just a treat from a friend. Thank you. This is actually 4 points by Sheraton. So I live in a small studio apartment. So that was one of the first challenges. Where do I live? And second, can I find money for it? So in this case, I picked a place. I only paid 280,000 Rwandan franc, give or take. So 280 Canadian, maybe 190 US, depending on the exchange rate today. So you see, accommodation. The other thing was, well, how do I make money? How do I make money, right? I am an entrepreneur. I'm a founder of a startup, but it's still in the building stage. It's still in the building stage. I'm also a global speaker, and I have to live here. Not to mention, I have a family as well that is still in Vancouver. So that has been a headache. So since landing in end of October, I've leveraged my skills and knowledge, and that's very key here, because even though I have not yet landed, let's say, a consulting gig or an opportunity to speak, I'm also a speaker. I believe I've laid the foundation for the last 2 months, but in December, things tend to slow down a bit. It's not like now, things slows down in Africa, right? People go on holidays. So challenges now have been, how do I replace my income? But I've been very creative. I've been able to leverage my skills and knowledge. For example, as an entrepreneur, global entrepreneur, I've been giving workshop and people have been paying for that. And that has allowed me to earn a bit of money for my life here. It's not enough, but you can do that because there's a lot of opportunities here. But so those, yeah, I would say that's some of the biggest challenge up to this day. But fear not, I think here, like a good friend that just told me who has relocated from Canada, sold his house and moved here, and now is an owner of a beautiful burger joint. Yeah, I said, here you have to move fast. You have to move fast in Rwanda. You have to really uh, find a way to earn an income legally, of course, or things can be can be very painful. Other challenges for me, of course, I'm Rwandan. Um, my parents were Rwandan. I'm not born Rwandan, and so specifically, I've not lived in this country for over 31 years. But because I'm Rwandan, there's certain cultural norms that I'm not accustomed to, such as time. Here, the concept of time is on another level. You may have a meeting with someone, they may show really late, and it is as if nothing ever happened. Or they may change plans, and that is happening. So you really have to have patience. And it's taken me 5 years to reach there. I think I'm there. Sometimes I like to say my Canadian will come out. So Rwandan's time is still. Whew. Sometimes I wait for 4, 5, 6 hours. Okay, it has happened multiple times, and so not to say that things don't move well here. Not to say it's everyone. Please take that with a grain of salt. But still, these are my own observation. And so, I also being Rwandan, there's a way I speak, I behave. There's Canadian sometimes when we get chatty, and some instances here, there's yeah, there's a sort of unspoken way of communicating here, and so I think I'm going through a culture shock. I'm going through a culture shock. Luckily, I've learned Kinyarwanda really well, and so that removes some of the barriers that other people from the diaspora who never learned the language will have. So I'm very, very proud for that. What else? The food. The food is a challenge. Yes, yes. The food. I mean, the food is delicious. It's organic. Maybe that's also another problem because the chicken here is really sticks in your teeth. I'm used to our fake chicken. I like to call or meat for that matter. Um, but I also miss my diet, specifically living in Vancouver, and at home I mostly eat Asian, I'd say Japanese food, and so the food is really good, by the way, and I will talk about that on the second part. But for me, um, the diet is still in progress. In progress. Maybe the food here, sometimes I find it too heavy, too rich, and some cuisine are very uh, salty or oily. I do enjoy the fruits and the avocado. That's amazing, though. That's really amazing. Yeah, to speak about that. What else? Rwanda is not as a metropolitan city like in Vancouver, and the diversity here is not as huge. And so I kind of love that vibe when I am in Canada, where you see people from all over. You still have that here, but not as many. But yeah, I mean, mind you, in Canada, I'm a minority, but still, it's good to have people from all over the world or different cultures in one space. I think those have been really the biggest challenge I've faced. Now, opportunities. Since landing, in my case, as a global entrepreneur who has built a name, I've been able to get access to high-level events, being invited. So you find that your value here changes overnight, especially if you bring something to the table, right? What you do, you can immediately feel the impact. And so there was this national competition, startup competition, Hangazaza, where I was invited and I was sitting in the VIP area. And me, with the diplomatic corps and all these successful businesses or these people, and I'm like, wow, I'm seeing this VIP area. I don't think this will happen in Canada. Yes, get used to that too. Yeah, here, most events, even weddings, there's always a VIP corner. make sure you get into that VIP corner. It's where the action happens, which takes me to the other opportunities of being invited to weddings here, which I've been really looking forward to because as a Rwandan and didn't have a Rwandan wedding. My wife is not from Rwanda, and so it was really good to experience that and being invited. And in this case, I got a VIP invitation, and the wedding here are just amazing. So for all of you who wants to marry a Rwandan lady, I did a guide. I'm gonna put it in my short form video, but please subscribe. Please subscribe. Let's grow this channel. Maybe that's gonna feed me too, but I will add value. I've been focusing on TikTok, so you can follow me on my TikTok. Shimasha, it's in Kinyarwanda, blends also in English, but we have some great content, and as well as on my LinkedIn. Please follow me. Opportunities I've leveraged. Getting access to conferences. Some conferences here, they actually got free tickets. Like I was at Africa Week at Norsken. Norsken, for those of you who don't know, is built as the largest entrepreneur hub. It's an incubator of some sort. And so we have entrepreneur startups primarily. And so it's by the co-founder of Klarna from Sweden, who built this hub in Rwanda. And the building is beautiful, guys. It's beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very environmental friendly building, and it has plants for air circulation. You have to come and see it. Which I also want to do another plug. If you're not visit Rwanda, I have a tour company I can show you around. It's called Zaniheza. So zaniheza.com. We do exclusive tours or even just regular tours. But what set these tour companies is that it was built to focus on the culture and even sports tourism. And I know in the upcoming month, there will be many more events taking place in Rwanda. So plan a trip here. Back to the video. Opportunities, challenges. Outlook for the future. Let's get into that. It's now, as I'm recording this video, where we're just starting the new year. One of my passions is to empower the youth. And I'm looking to grow partnership across the world and with friends who wants to come and do their share here in Rwanda, either as travelers, as investors, as partners. We need you. We need you to come and be part of the change that is taking place in Rwanda. And the time is now, because if someone like me is returning after 31 years, living my life in Canada for 28 years and say, you know, this is where we build. Perhaps it's crazy, and maybe I may not succeed, but for now I'm here, and I'm so proud to be back at home. But Rwanda is open for everyone, as you probably may have heard, or if you haven't, here's the thing. Here in Rwanda, it's actually not the only place in the world where you can go to our office where you can register your business. In less than 6 hours, your business is up and running. And they have also built the Kigali Financial Center to be the hub and to have all these rules and the regulations so that investors can know that it's safe to invest here. So Rwanda is on the move, and I will align myself with what's happening here. Outlook for the future is raising money for my startup, terrific.com, launching it, finishing it, the platform, and continue to do my part in our country until such time. If you have any questions, send me an email, charles.shima@terrific.com. Leave a comment, share the last. I will see you in the next one.